Inventory full.
assemble it first. Ugh, always.
Energy low.
Forgot I can't use that. Scout. That tick. Tunnel rat. Tunnel rat afterwards. I need to get to rolling before I lose all my sun. Only 2 hours of power. I don't know why I have 2 hours of power though when I've got Ah, hell.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
That was close. This thing is gonna roll forward when I hit the brakes. I already know it. That's okay.
Energy low.
Meal kelp. Kelp crisp. Oof. Alright, well, that sucks. What's our battery looking like? Mm, 13 hours of power? 12 hours of power? Give or take. It's gonna take a lot more construction components. Oh, everything near us. Yeah. So you can't currently on this server. You start off basically with that basic drop pod, or the rescue pod, as they labeled it, and you basically start with like very limited power. You have a little bit of food and water, and essentially you either have to like scrap or mine down to get the materials you need to recycle and then build up a vehicle. So that's why it's like the hardcore. It's a hardcore server. So you die of sleep, starvation, thirst. So you'll see, like, when I go to scrap this Falco, if you play Space Engineers, you'll know. Well, I would assume you would. Normally, you would reclaim like the materials that you would grind down. Everything that you grind down in this turns into scrap. You then have to take back to your assembler or your survival kit to start, and then scrap that into materials that you can build craft with. So iron, you know, silicone, nickel, basically to start. So that's why I'm working on getting those wheels on. Yeah, you'll see when I get to the Falco. You'll see that, like, so you know, like, if you drop materials, if you say you were to drop like a steel plate, and then you were to keep grinding it, it would grind it into like a scrap material that you basically couldn't use. So every block that you grind down, every grid, small or large, you grind down, it just turns to basic scrap that you then have to refine back into usable materials. Instead of just being able to like mine stone and turn that into like a decent amount of iron, the stone ore actually it takes more energy to mine up the stone and turn that into buildable materials than it is to just go and actually scrap a unit like this Falco. And the server is PvE PvP, so and there are no rules on it. Basically, anybody can come in and attack you. Planets tend to be relatively peaceful, give or take. Some players are seal clubbers and will just come in and club you. Really depends, but yeah, you'll see. So, let me see. Grab the bow of this craft. Right, so like that small cargo kit would normally turn into like actual usable materials, but you see that it's like steel plate scrap, interior plate scrap. So it's just an added layer to make it harder to survive. Now, there's an upside and a downside. When you die and respawn, you don't lose your... So, like, you'll play through, and, like, normally, right, like, on some servers, you'll have everything, your building blocks unlocked. On this server... that was a bit of lag. Huge lag spike, right? On this server, you have to go through the progression of unlocking all your blocks. So, like, currently, right, with, like, my survival kit, I can't scrap down, the, metal grids. I'll have to build the refinery for that. No, anytime you restart, so say if you don't have a survival kit that you can spawn on, if you die, like say your ship gets destroyed, you basically start from square one, all over again. So you always want to make sure that you have some sort of a survival kit that you can spawn into. But if I were to just die of like, if I were to, oh god, if I were to just die of like starvation or sleep, it wouldn't be a restart.
Inventory full.
Yeah, yep. Where's my pod? There it is. Yeah, permanent death, you lose all your GPs. Oof. Like, I might die right now because I don't think I have the oxygen to make it back. I might. And the gravity is turned up on the planet, so you can't use your thrusters to like float maneuver around. You can use them to get like a downhill boost and move like skid a little bit faster, but you're basically stuck to running if you have to cover like a vast area.
Energy low.
Oh, my energy's low. Yeah, you can auto run. I think so. I haven't. Oh no, there's no auto run mod. You actually have to run it out. But they do have scripting on, so anything that you have from like auto crafting to auto assembly, you can use that. A lot of people have like 3D print, like ship printers in space. Well, that's how it was in the past, like years ago. I don't know if they still allow that. It used to bog down the server pretty bad. It would be Curie. Yeah, try. Yeah. There's no auto run. It's grindy. I mean, if you like meticulous grind and relatively difficult survival, it's a really fun server. But to get kind of anywhere. Oh, and there's NPC drones that come and attack you. So it's not just players. Like, they're, like, the downed drones that you see that I'm kind of grinding up, those, some will attack you. Like, there's a tank, and there's a PSI Scout, the PSI Scout. Those turrets will shoot at you. So as you build your ship up, you broadcast a higher signal. So currently my signal is at like the most minimum it can be. I think it's like 0.5 or like 5 kilometers, 1 kilometer, or a meter, sorry. Oh, if I make it to be real tight. So like when you get wheels on, you start driving, your broadcast signal shoots up. And it's not enough for NPCs to kill you, but if you happen to drive past somebody's base while they're being attacked by NPCs, the NPCs can kite onto you, and it gets real bad. No, so you'll see like my beacon that I have on here, right? So my beacon currently has a broadcast radius of 1 meter. So I can't adjust this, right? This changes as I grow larger or smaller. So if I turn this rover, which I will, into a relatively medium-sized, small grid vehicle with like a refinery, assembler, a couple of solar panels, if I add more Gatling turrets to it, my broadcast radius is actually gonna grow. And then so as I have my wheels on and rolling, as long as I'm moving, my broadcast radius will go up. So your broadcast radius will actually shift as you're driving. The less power you provide your wheels, the smaller your broadcast radius. The more power you provide, the higher your broadcast radius. And then same with like atmospheric thrusters, hydrogen thrusters, and then when you get into the ion thrusters. So the higher you go in tech, the higher your broadcast radius grows. So you want to be really weary of that. Like if you're going AFK or if you're off for the night, like you want to shut everything off so that nobody can see you. Now the server does have a garage, but you have to save up your space bucks. So you'll see we've got the space credits, which you can get various ways. But basically you need to have, I think it's like 1 million space credits to be able to garage your ship for the night. And every time you pull it out and put it back, every time you put it back, it consumes credits. What was called that? I don't know. The only time I'd ever heard of that mod was until like when I hopped onto this server, if I'm being honest. I hadn't seen it anywhere else. Not to say that other people haven't used it, but alright. Got 1 hour of runtime. Refining that down. Yeah, you could basically, I guess, yeah, you could consider it a thermal signature. Right, the more energy used, the more vibrant you be. But it sucks, I'll tell you that much, because if you build a base out, so normally like the last couple times I played on the server, I'll usually have like a planet side base, and then I'll have, well, on this server I've never been able to establish a space station because I always get waxed. Yeah, if you have like a planet side base going, for the most part, you can keep your signature pretty low. But if you're like up and running, you've got your Gatling guns on and everything running hot, yeah, you're constantly being attacked. don't like the fact that I only have an hour of runtime. Like I said, it's a fun server. I kind of go to and from it, because it does take a lot of, I guess, dedication, if you will, to constantly kind of play on it. Let's think. Can't really burn. Everything's a little... Well, there's a duster. Yeah, we can go snatch that duster. I know we're gonna need more materials than what we currently have. Normally what I do is there's like a semi truck, because you can claim the NPCs if you wanted to like build off that ship. Normally I would build out my rover and then I would get a semi truck and basically I'd park it underneath and merge it and then basically have a drivable platform already built. But I'm trying a different attempt this time. I'm gonna see if getting wheels put on first and being able to drive around is going to be more beneficial. I know, for one, if I can get to the outposts, I can at least keep the vehicle... I can keep my rover charged. That's the other thing. If your rover runs out of charge, right, whether your solar panels were shot off or the batteries just died, and you die, you have to wait for the sun to come around and... get enough battery power to be able to basically run your survival kit so you can spawn back in. If not, you're just kind of sitting there waiting. And that sucks when that happens. Yeah. Yeah, I tapped Q and E independently, and It's I gotta run it out manually. It sucks, but it is what it is. It is kind of, well, I guess you would say you'd pay attention if you were paying attention while you're running, but like, so the planet I'm on is called Greer. If you're on Corpus, it's just a completely cratered planet, and you can very easily fall into a crater that would kill you. There's nothing. It's just all manual. It does drag a little bit, especially like in the beginning like this, the slower times where you're just like, the beginning currently, so once I get the rover up and running, things will be a lot smoother and a lot faster. Right, I'll add a large cargo container, I'll get, you know, a grinder on the front of it, things will start going smooth. The only thing I know 100% that you want to avoid on the server as much as possible is rotors and pistons, and that's because Clang is still going to get your ass. Like, when I get my base dug in, I'll build like a bay door that opens and closes, and that's really just to keep the NPCs, because the NPCs will dive bomb your base. If you've taken out all of their turrets and they can still fly, they will maneuver their way to try to like crash into you. So you either have to dig really deep into a cavern or build a gate, a bay door. The NPCs, I'll say this, the NPCs on this server are more ruthless than the players. They don't give up. That did nothing. And you've got an hour of, I think it's like you have an hour and a half of daylight and an hour and a half of nighttime. The crapshoot is when you first spawn in, regardless, you always spawn in halfway through the day. So your first and primary goal is because you can't build, right? You don't have, well, you have the large solar panels unlocked, but you need the MK1 red cards to unlock or to build solar panels, and it's 5 MK1 red cards for 1 large solar panel. So you get 5 small solar panels for free, basically off just, you know, basic building materials. I think it's 5 red cards, 5 MK1 red cards, and I want to say 3. No, it's just 5 red cards. So there's yellow cards, blue cards. I know, energy low. It's always low. 56 36 minutes of runtime, so we're gonna make it just until sunup. Hopefully I can get everything, get my wheels built. And once I get the wheels built, so the nice thing is merge blocking. Drive up to one of these NPCs, merge block to it, drain the batteries off of it, and then keep it pushing. Cards sound very artificial. Yeah, they're these doohickeys. You get the AI Core MK1, AI Core MK2. So if I go into my build, I don't know if I have anything unlocked currently. Well, yeah. There you go. Basic assembler, you'll see halfway down a component, or 3/4 of the way down a component, it says AI Core MK1. Takes 10 red cards to have to build it. So it's just basically AI cores. And then you have 1 through, I think, 4? I want to say 3 or 4. To add on to that, though, you also have various alloys. So you have Herbalt, it's a nickel alloy, then your base. So these are basically under a separate refinery on top of your heavy armor. So these are stronger armors compared to your heavy armor. Ah, stuck. No. I want to get to that staff rover before it despawns. Hopefully I can. I don't think I'm gonna have enough. It's only... I don't need 10 of these. I only need 2 of them. More girders. I have plenty of girders. Oh, I have 2 motors. Okay, scratch that. And it's the construction components that are gonna get me in the large steel tubes. 3, 6. I need 12 of those.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Alright, that gives us enough to get rolling. I guess I could pull. Let me turn these wheels off. Shit. Used all rights. Well, essentially what I could do is I could hack away at Ugh. Stubby thing. Definitely done way better builds off the rip, but this again, just practicing on this one. Ton of construction components. Ah, come on.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Alright. See if we want any chance of making it. We want to head east. Hey, what's going on? Aegir? How's your night and or day going? Greer. The safest beginner planet on this server. Ugh. Everyone says I always look angry. Definitely say I'm more focused. I don't think the light helps though. There you go, that might be better. No, definitely focused. I just got this ship up and running, so it's a hardcore server. And it's really easy to just kind of chuck your... Where's my... No. It's really easy to kind of toss your rover. There it is. Into oblivion. So I'll show you what I mean. Major John planets. So Greer's, the planets aren't huge. There are a handful of planets. Each planet has different materials. The two starter planets, Greer and Corpus, have nothing on them except stone, and then NPCs. So you start in a survival pod that, when I get back to it, I'll kind of show you what's the base layout of it. And then you kind of like work through a tiered progression, right? So you have to unlock everything. There's food, there's hydration, there's hunger, there's sleep that you have to abide by. The gravity on the planets is fairly heavy, so you really can't rely on your jetpack to like bounce and jump anywhere. You really have to kind of monitor your where you're traveling to. No. Oh, okay, good. I want to drop that. No. Nope. It's called Sigma Draconis. Let me drop the I can drop the Discord for you. Oops. Shit. Sorry about that. I'll get the Discord for you, but if you type in Sigma Draconis in the search, or I can get the IP for you. But it's an open server. It's definitely a challenge. If you're looking for... used to play on this server. Expanses. Yeah, the Expanse server. Yeah, Sigma's hardcore server. Yep, exactly. That's the one. I took a bit of a break from my last play because I took a pretty harsh beating. Actually, I took a couple of beatings back to back and lost a lot of lost a few ships. So. Yeah, I hear that. This is honestly the only server I know that is very old enough. It is, and the admins are always active. I love Space Engineers as a whole, but it's like there's so much that can be done, and these guys kind of achieve that. Oh. Oh, that's right. So I enjoy it. I like the hardcore survival aspect of it. Oh man, I've been playing since 2015. I think I've got 3,500 hours into the game. At least, if not 3,500, I know definitely 2,800. I'd have to check. I'm between 28 and 3,500. I used to play it way too much. We we don't want to go to that Psy Scout. And I don't know if I... I don't know if I want to risk a beacon. I know what I do want to do is I want to be closer to the trade station. That's what I do want. So I'm going to keep making my way that way. 12 kilometers. So much to do in this game. Exactly. That's why I don't get why they made SE2. And I haven't dabbled with it. I'm curious, but I don't want to buy it. But you are right. There's endless possibilities. How is it? I heard they've eliminated Clang out of SE2, basically. Interesting. Didn't eliminate Clang. He is eternal. Interesting. Is it still voxel based? What's up, person 19272? Yeah, and I have a feeling SE2 is going to kind of stay in that early access for a while. I mean, hell, regular, like, SE Space Engineer, just the original Space Engineers, like, I know when I got into it in 2015, 2016, it was still very beta. That's a big mountain range I have to go over. I wouldn't say beta, it was still, I would say it felt very early access still. Well, we got the sun coming up, which is nice. I guess we'll try to go this way around the mountain. 4.5 years. Maybe I'll have to buy it and try it. I'm not opposed to it. I just didn't know if I was like 100% sold on it. I guess I didn't want to feel like I was buying the same game. Oh, server's gonna start in a minute. Might as well just play it safe. Not keep moving, because I've definitely died and bogged down. So I'll have a server restart in a minute, and then I'll get it back up, and I'll keep pushing on towards the south station, or the north station. I've seen very little content on it. Kind of just what I've seen in, like, the Steam store. I haven't watched anything on YouTube or anything, which I should probably do myself a service and check it out. I noticed it seemed like the building system was a little bit different, or vastly different. I'm gonna say a little bit different. Let's actually, just so this doesn't glitch and get all spazzy like it did before. There we go. And then, like I said, you guys have to stare at my ugly mug for a minute while we wait for the server to restart. Actually, why don't I... A lot of different mechanics. I have seen that, I want to say. But like I said, in the brief shorts that I watched from... Well, you know what? Let's... I don't want to do that. Let's go to the store. Let's check the Steam store. See what it's about. Space Engineers 2. I mean, it's $26.99, so I guess that's 27 bucks well spent. Backpack building, no ingots, no stone, projection placing blocks with no resources needed. Lots of new features. Huh. Backpack building, you say? The terrain looks a lot better. No ingots, no stone. Oh, that's cool. I like the galaxy map. I mean, just from, again, I'm just looking at Steam real quick while the server restarts, but, like, just from the base of what I'm seeing, it definitely looks like they put, like you said, it looks like it's what Space Engineers was supposed to be. Still large grid, small grid builds. Currently what's going on, Replay? Currently we're in the middle of a server restart. Let me see what's back up. I am playing on the Sigma Draconis map. Oh, looks like it's reloading. It's all one grid. All one grid. Oh, so there's no small and large grids anymore. The unified grid system. I don't know. I mean, I personally enjoy the small, large grid. Like, I like having that kind of back and forth. I'm not gonna lie and say that it's not a giant pain in the ass sometimes. Because it definitely has its moments where it's frustrating. Oof, there it is. I think just because of my love for Space Engineers, I probably will buy it and tinker with it. I am a slut for details, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely don't want to get too close to that PSI scalp. Definitely put a damper in my current progress. But that tunnel rat will be handy. Ugh. Don't drag me that way. If it stays on the other side of that cliff side, that peak will be good. We get that sun on us. Yeah, it's gonna be sun on the other side. Alright, cool. Well, you've convinced me. I'll have to check out SE2. Like I said, I've had my eye on it. I wasn't privy to SE2 being released until I want to say like last year. Maybe 2 years ago? Hey person, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Weapons and pistons, rotors on the 23rd. Oh, they still don't even have weapons in it. Oh man, that is alpha. Oh, no, I need to check one thing actually, real quick. There it is. All right. Sorry about that. Well, we've got the sun up, which is a big help. Where am I at from the station? 9 kilometers out? If I can get that, snatch that tunnel rat. Pardon my cruising so slow, but as you all know, in Space Engineers, it's very easy to wad your shit up. Gotcha. So, yeah, so still really really early release. Well, not early release, but still very much in its infancy. Okay, silly question, because I doubt they'll do it. Do you think that there's a plan to add water to the planets? Or is it gonna just stay ice? Yeah, I'll have to check it out. If they're gonna add water, that might be the sell for me. Because that's like the one thing about just regular SE. Is like, I like the fact that the planets have ice, but it's like, I feel like there's just so much more that could have been done and like included. Especially from like a, you know, the space engineers explain it, like, you know, explore and build aspect. It needs a lot of, I mean, yeah. And I think when you start adding like water physics into a game like Space Engineers, it's gonna need a lot of attention. Do, I had a question, I totally lost it. I guess I'll just have to look into Keen since, you know, since SCT's since it's been released, and just kind of see. Like I said, for $26, I won't bitch about that. Especially just to kind of, excuse me, tinker with it. See what it's about. Hold on, guys. My phone's is getting blown up. Oh, jeez. Come on. I hate it. I hate it when I'm streaming and it's like the phone starts blowing up. Alright. So, yeah, I try to as well, but it's the so I gotta give her some attention. Technically supposed to be playing Hot Dog Tycoon right now with her. And I know that sounds as strange as the game actually is. I would say I'm the opposite. I ignore my work phone as much as I can. Like in April, I'm basically gonna miss Hot Dog. It's on Fortnite. It's one of the Unreal mini games. It's basically one of those like those tycoon games, and everything's on fire. What's up, Outcast? Everything's on fire until it's not on fire. I shamefully admit that now I know entirely way too much about Fortnite. Yeah, I ignored playing it for a very, very, very long time. Then I had a buddy and some other buddies ask me to join. Moreover, wouldn't leave me alone about playing. So I said, screw it, why not? Turns out I'm not terrible at the Battle Royale PvP, but it's, think of it like, oh, what would I say? Think of it like a really shitty Quake. And Quake wasn't great. Well, Quake was a great game back in its day, but the Epic Games, I would agree. I, again, tried to avoid it. I don't like their launcher. I feel like it's just really shitty. I don't like Epic. I don't like a lot of Epic games. I don't like having their launcher on my computer. It's all malware, and I feel like it's all malware and spam. I have got to get some tiered tools, because these tools are dragging. Let's see if I can't make any. Stop it. Well, okay, so my problem is that none of the people I know that do game want to play Space Engineers. They want to play Battlefield 6 and Fortnite and so on and so forth, which, admittedly, I bought Battlefield 6 just because I was hoping that DICE was going to do it justice, and they didn't. Or I guess EA. It'd be nice. I see you brought the community of Space Engineer supporters with you into my YouTube stream. Which, very much appreciated. I know. I know. It's, I think a lot of what we knew in the gaming community growing up since the Saudis bought EA. I mean, it's been a downhill slope. I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this. I feel that gaming has gone on a downward tailspin, basically since Call of Duty and and Warzone. Not the original Call of Duties, but I would say anything after like Black Ops 6 or like Cold War, it basically has just been an absolute like just wash, rinse, repeat of the same garbage over and over again, and it sells. Microtransactions, people buy into it, they spend all their money, nothing new gets, nothing gets handled, hackers ruin the game, and it's just the same shit over and over again. Which is why I play Space Engineers. Yeah, indie games have definitely been better, but there's also a plethora of shit indie games. So unless I would assume that you're a connoisseur of indie games, unless I knew someone similar to you that's like, hey man, this game's a lot of fun, you'll enjoy it. I feel that there's a lot of people just making a lot of garbage. Which, that's rude to say, right? I don't want to insult like indie devs. Because people do put their blood, sweat, and tears into making their games, so that's rude. I apologize. But I guess a good example is like look at the Steam market. There's a lot of indie games that are Space Engineers 1 and 2 these days. Yeah. I go through phases. Where I will just play nothing but Space Engineers for like 6 months to a year, and then I get burnt out because, again, I just play by myself. So you can only sit in your head for so long. Do you have a schedule? Like a stream schedule? Yeah, streaming schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern to 10 o'clock midnight. It really depends on how tired I am and what work looks like the next day. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, I just hang out. Go to work, go to the gym, come home, play games, take care of the dogs, live a normal human life. I would actually, man, way back when I started streaming, I started with Space Engineers. Seriously want to find some people to play with and use Discord. You hit me up. Yeah, my Discord's the same name as my gamer tag and my YouTube channel. Shoot me if you could. It'd be much enjoyed if you shoot me a friend request, and I'll take you up on that. Two things I would enjoy doing would be, one would be I really want to learn how to code in the game better, because I hate just stealing scripts off the store, and I really enjoyed doing some basic tutorials like back in the day when Space Engineers was kind of like still new and they weren't selling all these block releases, which admittedly I caved and bought every one of them. So like doing tutorial builds and kind of like playing through SE2 and streaming, that would be fun. Oh shit, there's a derelict transport truck. Alright. Gonna have to swing around and grab that. Coffee and Duke Skyloafer could help with the coding, possibly. You really do know the community, holy hell. Not that I know any of those folks, but... The only. Awesome, thank you. The only one big SE person that I knew from back in the day was Seven. I don't know if you knew who Seven was. GPS marker. Never heard of Seven. He was a pretty cool cat. I still see him every now playing SE every now and then, but I think the only other two games that I'm like really heavily into outside of Space Engineers would be like Scum. And I love Arma. And I love Arma principally for just flying helicopters. So I'm probably gonna absolutely wreck my shit with Clang, depending on where that derelict transport truck is. Do you stream Space News Weekly or eventually mix it up? I mean, man, with the success I've had tonight, so it's weird. I streamed for a while back in the day, 2016 to like 2019, and it was like primarily all Space Engineers. Just really enjoy meeting new streamers in Blazy. No, dude, don't. If you enjoy it, I'd be more than happy to keep streaming it. But to that point is, yeah, back in like 2016, 2017, I streamed nothing with Space Engineers and ended up getting a pretty big following. But I was looking for a server. I didn't know about Sigma. I don't even know if Sigma was around back then. And back in that time, they had the Daily Needs mod, so I had set up my own server. Man, we had a bunch of people playing on it. And then, kind of fell off, stopped streaming. But tonight's interactions have been a lot of fun, so I actually will probably turn my stream to be more focused on SE. Now, my question to you is, since you know that I stream, obviously if I'm playing with you guys, would there be an issue if you were on the stream? Because I normally, I hate to just like throw people in and then they're like, oh man, I heard my voice in your stream. Alright. This is what I wanted. Such a scary Hey, you never know. The internet's a scary place these days. What's up, Leroy? How's it going tonight? Or today, whatever it is for you. Afternoon, maybe. I feel like I might have screwed myself, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be. my voice is in your content. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I like to ask with everybody. It's, you know, if that's the case. All right. So how do I want to do this? I know how I want to do this, but ugh. Good man. 7:30 p.m. Awesome. Glad everything's good. Okay. So I'm gonna try to mount my rover to the back of this derelict transport truck. I'm gonna do it in such a way that Clang might bite me in the ass. You ever run into someone else on the server? So anyone who's currently watching, probably not. I would say I was pretty cool with the admin, although I was a giant pain in his ass sometimes. And there was really only one other guy on here who liked to razz my berry. So no, I don't really know too many other people that play on the server. Wow. Huge lag spikes. I'd like to get a solid faction going, just because of all the effort it takes to do anything. Yep, it's PvP, PvE. And the PvP gets hot sometimes, that's for sure. Trying scrap your scenario. It's not a ton of time to do it. Yeah, I hear that. I would honestly say, I don't know if I'm lucky or just a shut-in, but I don't really have much going on outside. Currently just trying to save money in the personal life, so I guess really bide a lot of my time just by playing video games at the current moment. Video games are for the most part cheap and or cheap or free.
Energy low.
Uh-oh. Did I just disconnect all those batteries? Shit, I might have screwed up. That's not good. Definitely cheaper than car stuff. And that's actually my big thing too, is like, I've got some projects that I want to work on, but I just recently moved a year ago, and the place that I moved to doesn't have a garage. And our weather over the past year has been a lot of rain. So working outside has been Moist. I have a 1987 ski boat with a Fox body motor in it that I've been slowly restoring. And I have a 1974 Dodge mobile home that I'm converting into a 4x4 kind of overlander. So I hear that when things are costly. Yeah, oof indeed. Too many projects. I got a 2017 Tacoma that I turned into an overlander that I'm trying to convert into a long travel. Put a long travel suspension kit on it. I'd like to supercharge it, but that's money I don't have. And then I made the biggest mistake of my life by buying a 2021 Chevy with the Duramax i6. Now, admittedly, the i6 is, personally, I like the motor, especially because you can throw a Banks kit on it. But that, what's the transmission? It's not LT. Is it LT10? Any one of Chevy's transmissions as of late have just been absolute garbage. Just become aftermarket kit. I want to do a pro comp. Full pro comp long travel kit. I'd like to do a linked rear end, but again, no shop, no welder, no 240. Okay. I moved out to the sticks, and so I'm working on getting the house all built up and kind of in shape to be able to do that stuff, i.e. also building a garage. Okay. When I'm done with the stream tonight, I'm gonna have to go verify that. That would be the dream. Give up my day job to be able to just make content. As rough and as hard as I've heard that is. Alright. So we got our batteries reconnected. Definitely not a famous content creator. I don't know, man. The boys are calling you out, saying you're YouTube famous. Good direction is better than nothing. Alright, so now I need to do the old button trick. Flood this bastard with buttons. I do what I can with the knowledge I have on YouTube. Sometimes I feel like I don't know enough. Steel plates I got. 6. Gonna need more steel plates. Started off with the whole dream of being a Twitch streamer back in the day. Actually, right when COVID hit, and where I was living, the cost of living was way too expensive, so I was trying to offset that by streaming, not realizing that it takes a lot of effort and commitment. Which, admittedly, is one of the reasons why I wanted to learn how to code better in SE. Though I know not applicable. Well, I guess the language models are all applicable in real life, but I've been working on some remote kind of side projects. 2020 did enjoy it. Last year. Yes. That statement right there. That statement right there is the whole truth. It's, well, so this is one that I realized, and I was actually on this conversation the other night. Twitch is a weird beast because it seems that the market for streaming was so flooded and convoluted. And I would say this happened because of COVID, because when COVID hit, right, everybody was working from home, everybody wanted to be a streamer. Everybody and every child, which blew up Instagram. So there's a whole market on socials where everybody is just doing follow for follow. Uh-oh, no. Okay, nothing is attacking me. So everyone's doing see, I've been there for 12 plus years, still never made it anywhere. See, I get your pain. I'll say this, Twitch is... There's little hobbits creators here. Twitch has been an ironically slow grind. It's definitely come up for me. I wouldn't say so much at the rate that I'd like it to progress. Ironically, the more consistently that I've been posting on YouTube, even with just the random videos that all the game edits I've made, I definitely have had a lot more viewers on YouTube, but I can't get the subscribers. So everybody watches, but nobody subs, which is, you know, teach their own. I'm not going to beg for subs. But I had another channel. I had an off-road. I actually had my Tacoma on another channel that I was working on, where I was trying to do like the whole overland kind of deal, and that fell flat on its face too. So, day by day. One small steel tube and 4 radio components. Have the small steel tube. Let's do the 4 radio components. And hopefully we can get... have enough silicone. Just enough. Turn that down. Oh, use your weekly consistent high quality content. Yeah. SEO focused titles, descriptions, and then the subs / views come. So I think that's one thing I need to work on, right? So I'm doing the weekly updates. I would say that my quality is going to improve over time, as I learn kind of like what folks enjoy. As I guess. Nice. All right, cool. We got it. Definitely working on my thumbnails. I probably suck the most at making thumbnails. It's at 100-ish subs. I'll have to look at you guys' channels, honestly, and I guess get an understanding, so I can see maybe what I'm doing differently or wrong. Because I also don't want to rip your channels off. So with that statement, and I'll probably get crucified for what I'm about to say, but that's where Fortnite comes into play. Because Fortnite has been something that, like, a lot of people have actually been tuning into my YouTube channel for. It honestly pains me to say that, but... that was motors I needed. That was stupid. But I did notice, like I said back in the day, now I'll admit my content, my early Space Engineers content was very crude. Just never watch anything ever to do with Fortnite. Yeah, I know. But I mean, what today isn't a repeat of every other game, right? Like PUBG, Fortnite, same thing, different, you know, just different skins. Call of Duty, Battlefield 6, same thing, just different skins. Space Engineers is really the only game that's kind of an in and of its own thing. Oh no. I feel like that's not gonna work. Which was one of the reasons why I was... has nothing to do with repeats. Toxicity of the genre to me, and probably the most toxic of the Battle Royale genre. Huge downfalls of gaming, epic games in general. Fair enough. And I can get behind that statement. Yeah, I definitely agree. The Battle Royale genre is extremely toxic. Which, okay, so Arc Raiders. I got into the whole Arc Raiders fan, loved Arc Raiders when it first dropped. Everybody was super cool, super casual. And then everyone who was part of those toxic communities jumped over to Arc Raiders, and that game immediately went down the shitter, just right into being toxic. I personally do not have high hopes for Marathon either. We're gonna see if we can make this happen. It's a mixture of both, honestly. I get the fun and I get the business aspect of it. Oh, I don't want to miss these. Just for fun, just be yourself. close to 25 subs, close to 70 now, just by focusing on SE content. I mean, so I guess that's like the thing about Space Engineers. Like, what would I say? I love playing Space Engineers. I love playing the game. I play the game for fun. What I love also doing though is, like I said, I like making like tutorials, especially like if SE2 is so new and it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of people focused on Space Engineers too, that it might be good to be able to jump into that and, I don't know, do my own thing. Like the PAM auto script in SE1. I thought that was a fantastic script that could definitely be built upon and improved, because the path auto miner is like broke as shit. I think one of the things I love most about this game is like I just love automating as much as I can, so that way I can go wreck shit and have fun with the game. But to your point, taking it seriously, like if I'm turning it into a career or a job, right, is also taking that content seriously. I guess on the flip side of that is like, I do enjoy content creation. I do enjoy editing editing the footage, editing the gameplay. I do like working on the thumbnails and, you know, improving upon kind of like my editing skill sets. One of the things I was hoping to pay off was to be able to get kind of like the Adobe Suite back, because I worked a lot with Adobe, and when I had the Adobe Suite, editing and making my own stuff was pretty awesome. Lately I've been having to like kind of work with Blender and learn my way around Blender and then implement that into content creation, which has been an absolute headache. Okay, I don't want to chuck my shit. I'm way too high, but I think... Dude, Warcraft 2, StarCraft 1 and 2, Age of Empires, loved those games. I've been hearing a lot about DaVinci, and I need to look into it. I feel like I'm gonna chuck that front wheel right off the edge. So, let's see. So I want to snug all this up. I'll definitely have to look into DaVinci. Currently, in my broke state of affairs, I have been using Clipchamp. Not great. It gets the job done, I'll say. That's all it does, is it gets the job done. Oh yeah, no, I'm by no means am I saying Clipchamp is good. It just gets the job done. It is just scratching by. And I would even dare say that it's probably not even just scratching by. It's like... I'm trying to think. What was like one of the classic... any of the old Windows editors, or like all right, how am I gonna do this? I feel like something is gonna explode, but whatever. That's part of it, I guess. Not sketched out at all. Screw it. Full send. Yeah, Movie Maker. That's it. Garbage. Absolute garbage. But better than Clipchamp. Okay, the hope is... the hope is she drops down onto the lower chassis and everything is good. Did we merge? Cannot tell. Negative. Did not merge. Failed to merge. Because it's just off kilter by a smidge. Well, now we might have a bit of an issue. You know what I could do? Let's throw a gyro on this bad boy and see if we can't weeble wobble it into place. Yep. That's the goal. Shit, it is a lot of materials though. I should have enough, hopefully. Just enough. But if throwing a gyro on, we should probably put it in a spot where it's not going to get damaged. Really did not do a good job on thinking this through. I guess right there works. I don't like it, but... Nope, I don't like that. If we're gonna weeble wobble it, I don't want it to get crushed. It's gotta go up. Screw it. More steel tubes, motors, more steel plates. God, I've been sitting on these AI cores. Almost completely out of air. There's no way I already went through a day-night cycle. It's about an hour. Did I mess up the placement? I probably did that. Nope, it's there. Oh, I know what it is. Which is fine. I guess I could build all this back. Not ideal, but there it is. It was just the G the whole time. I mean, I gotta build the small cargo container anyway. Oh, gee. Go figure. It's always the most obvious things that hang you up. got myself another hour of runtime. What? For connector. Well, get out of town. Wanna say, could be wrong. This definitely changed up how I was gonna build this. First and foremost, I should get this rolling again, so I guess there's that before I commit to anything else. Let's see. That's just regular wheel suspension. Same wheels I had. Makes me wonder if I want to bump these out one. Give me some width, or two actually, because I'm tall and narrow. Definitely don't want to be tall and narrow. Yeah, we got it. Now just negotiating how I want to do things. Was thinking to myself that I'm a little bit too narrow on the chassis, so I'm going to go 2 blocks wider. And the original was 3 blocks wide, so figure split the difference. It's about 30 minutes. Yep, once we get... Might as well knock these back. But it does give me a longer surface to work with, so that's nice. And it did force me to put a gyro on. Which, actually, because that's just burning power right now. Gyro wobble was definitely the move, though. And also getting rid of the letter G. Today's letter is G. For G, you should have known that. All right. Next, we'll do our addition and multiplication tables. Left side. That didn't bind up. That didn't bind up. That went the wrong way. Nice. Very nice. That one we might have problems with. Next big push is going to be getting a solid source of power. Perfect. Alright, cool. Just realized though that I might not have many supplies as I thought. I'm gonna have to get that assembler hooked up. Oh, is it 3 times 6 at 18 wheels? Motors. I might be just shy on the iron. Definitely going to be shy on iron. Should have planned more accordingly. I did not. Yep. But if I can get 2 fronts and 2 rears, then I should be okay. Hopefully. Oh, we're short. Maths. Maths indeed. Well, I guess in the interim I can at least convert this to a ship. really heavy on the front. Because I am. Well, it's not the exact ride height that I wanted, but it's something. I feel like I should have set them lower, but oh well. Also, what the F? Scrap these down, so I guess we're back to stone. Unless yeah. Damn it. Nope. I'm not that screwed. Let's be smart about this. Actually, I'm gonna take one quick break. Gotta hit those bathroom breaks. Oh no. Well, that sucks. The things I were going to hit are now gone. On the upside, I have this snazzy new cargo container. Brick Gatler. That will not play out well. Is there any stone nearby? So I'm just in this giant grassy field. Shit.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory.
It was nice to meet you
full.
too. Let's tag up, I don't know, whenever you're free. And I appreciate you stopping in the stream. Thank you so much. A plethora of knowledge. And definitely going to get SE too, so thank you.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Oof, 18 minutes. Yeah, inventory full. Seriously. Huge help. Oh, that's why I'm fucking burning power. Got my O2 generator on. 8 hours. That's better. That's better. Yeah, they didn't do any of the multipliers on inventory on this server, so it definitely gets a little tight. Alright. I think with the front two wheels alone, I should be able to get around. Let's get myself out of this hole first. Come on. Come on. You got this. Let's get out of the hole. Out of the hole. Am I high-centered? Come on. Oh. No, I've done it. X. Where the button is. Jump the rig. Oh, man. I don't know if I'd want to risk that. I could, alternatively, maybe turn on the gyro and see if that'll help wiggle her. I know what it is. It's this silly front bumper on here. That's always the problem with this rig. Yeah, suspension's not watered up. Just literally driving with two wheels though. Oh, 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 come on. Ah, back into it. Not having all of the drive wheels is a pain in the ass. There we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ugh. Inches at a time. Come on. I mean, alright, there's always this method. Keep that, turn that power up to 70 and get our friction turned up. Height offset's good. Keep the strength a little bit. Keep that power up. Jesus. The consistent high centering is not enjoyable right now. I think I'm gonna ditch that front bumper. As much as I don't want to, but man. Yeah, I know. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but materials. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There it is. Alright. Let's not go back into that hole. Can't see fucking shit. Right? Well, for now. I need... I either need to get to that tunnel rat, or I need something else to show up within the vicinity. I keep making my way back towards the station because I can sell some of these red AI cores and get some materials for myself. But upside, longer wheelbase. Downside, longer wheelbase. I do need to build a connector so I can charge this thing. Alright, Outcast. Appreciate you joining the stream. Thank you so much. You can catch me Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and hopefully I can find yours if you're streaming. Almost tossed her sideways. Alright. Right on, Ronald. I appreciate you coming by the stream, and you know, thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated. And yes, I totally know the reference. I am that old. Have a good night, brother. Well, with that being said, I too think I might call this stream tonight. So I appreciate everyone for hanging out, and I will catch you on Wednesday's stream. Have a good night, everyone.